Halo, assalamualaikum. Eh, Suaranya bisa didengar? Can you hear my voice? Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Before we start our class, I would like to make sure that all of you can hear my voice. So, does any one of you who cannot hear my voice, is it clear enough or not? Halo? Hello everyone. Please say yes if you can hear my voice. Hello. Okay, great. So tonight we are going to learn English and we will continue our lesson like we have learned last week, that is about procedure text. So last week we learned about procedure text. What is procedure text? Procedure text is a text who explain about how to do something. Procedure text is a text that explain about how to do something. Jadi minggu lalu kita sudah belajar mengenai procedure text. Apa itu procedure text? Procedure text adalah teks yang menjelaskan bagaimana cara mengerjakan sesuatu, how to do something. And procedure text has three parts, and it consists of goal, materials needed, and methods or steps. Jadi procedure text ini terdiri dari 3 bagian. Ada dia namanya tujuan, goal, materials needed, alat-alat yang diperlukan, and method or steps, dan metode-metode ataupun langkah-langkah. One of the examples of procedure text is a recipe. Salah satu contoh dari procedure text adalah resep makanan. Nah, like you can see from here, activity 4, page 66, he tells us about how to make a bergedel tempe. Seperti yang bisa kita lihat sama-sama dari activity 4, halaman 66. Penulis buku ini ingin memberitahukan kepada pembaca bagaimana cara membuat bergedel tempe. So first of all, he mentioned the first part of procedure text, that is goal. Jadi pertama-tama dia menyebutkan bagian pertama dari procedure text, yaitu tujuan, goal. What is the goal? Apa tujuannya? How to make a bergedel tempe. So this is the goal. And the second is materials needed, alat-alat yang diperlukan. Tempe, fried shallots, lime leaves, flour, egg, vegetable oil, and etc. And also this one, spice, paste. And the last part of procedure text, dan bagian terakhir dari procedure text adalah steps, langkah-langkah. There is this 1, 2, 3 until 6. Nah, ini adalah bagian terakhir dari procedure text. Okay, so we will continue still with procedure text, activity 6, page 68. We will read this text. Read the following text and choose the correct answer to the questions that follow. How to find unusual gifts. Bagaimana cara menemukan hadiah-hadiah yang unik, hadiah-hadiah yang tidak biasa. Nah, who wants to read? Siapa yang mau membaca? How to find unusual gifts. We have 3 people here, so I hope one of you wants to read this. Wants to read activity 6, how to find unusual gifts. You just have to read the passage without translated. Jadi teman-teman cuman baca aja tanpa diterjemahkan. Ayo, siapa yang mau? How to find unusual gifts. No one? Tidak ada yang mau membaca? Halo. Okay, Rofi, the first. I will turn on Rofi's microphone. Halo, Rofi. Hello, you can start now. Activity 6. How to find unusual gifts. Only the half part. Only half. Ya, sebelah aja ya. Okay. Yes. Hello, Rofi, you can start now. The recipient. Fine. To find. in the auction. Okay, thank you, Rofi. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Okay, and the rest of the text will be read by Tia. It takes time. Hello, Tia, you can start now. Tia, I cannot hear your voice. Hello? Okay, continue. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so thank you, Rofi and Tia, who has voluntarily read the passage. Okay, so I want to read it once more so it will be more clear. How to find unusual gifts. Giving gifts is a well-known way to show our attention toward somebody else. Moreover, giving gifts may be important for certain special moments. Unusual or even weird gifts would leave a sweet memory for us and the recipient. So, try these tips to find something unusual as your gifts. Look for gifts wherever you find yourself, especially when you were on a trip. From a bazaar in Bandung to a tech sale in Berlin. Use the internet. Follow links until you find what you want. Track down items such as rare prints, out-of-print books, or antiques in the auction. Give a welcome service, a massage, costume makeovers, a day at the spa, a romantic dinner will be a nice welcome gift. Combine one or two things for a spectacular effect. The picture frame that you bought in Bali might provide the perfect background for showing off the portrait of the recipient. Come to a handicraft store and talk to the people that make unique pieces. Visit art supply stores, craft shops, art galleries, and factory stores for ideas. Okay, so how to find unusual gifts? Bagaimana cara menemukan hadiah-hadiah yang unik, yang tidak biasa? Giving gifts is a well-known way to show our attention towards somebody else. I'm going to translate it sentence by sentence. Nah, saya akan bantu coba terjemahkan per kalimat ya. Memberikan hadiah adalah cara yang paling populer untuk menunjukkan perhatian kita kepada seseorang ataupun kepada orang lain. Moreover, lebih-lebih, giving gifts may be important for certain special moments. Memberikan hadiah mungkin penting untuk momen-momen berharga. Momen-momen berharga, maksudnya lebih-lebih memberikan hadiah mungkin adalah sesuatu yang penting untuk momen-momen bahagia yang tertentu. Unusual or even weird gifts, hadiah-hadiah yang unik ataupun aneh, would leave a sweet memory, akan meninggalkan kenangan yang indah for us, untuk kita, and the recipient, dan untuk si penerima. So try these tips to find something unusual as your gifts. Jadi, coba tips-tips berikut ini untuk menemukan sesuatu yang unik sebagai hadiah kalian. Nah, jadi ini teksnya memberikan kita tips-tips bagaimana cara menemukan hadiah yang unik yang bisa kita berikan untuk seseorang. Okay, first, look for gifts wherever you find yourself. Carilah hadiah-hadiah dimanapun kamu berada. Especially when you were on a trip. Khususnya ketika kamu sedang berada dalam sebuah perjalanan. From a bazaar in Bandung, dari sebuah bazar di Bandung, to a tech sale in Berlin, ataupun ke toko-toko yang sedang mengadakan diskon yang ada di Berlin. Use the internet, gunakan internet. Follow links until you find what you want. Nah, ikuti link-linknya sampai kamu menemukan apa yang kamu mau. Track down item, carilah barang-barang, such as rare prints, seperti barang-barang yang punya motif-motif yang langka, rare prints, motif-motif langka. Out of print books, buku-buku yang sudah tidak diproduksi lagi, itu artinya buku-buku zaman dulu. Or antiques in the auction, ataupun barang-barang antik yang sedang diperagakan. Jadi tadi tips-tipsnya untuk menemukan hadiah yang unik. Pertama, carilah hadiah-hadiah dimanapun kamu berada. Jadi dimanapun kalian berada, cari, bisa ditemukan barang-barang uniknya. Yang kedua, kalau misalnya kalian nggak pergi kemana-mana, gunakan internet. Cari terus sampai dapat, pakai link-linknya, dari satu link mengarah ke link yang lain. Dan juga cari barang-barang yang punya motif langka ataupun yang barang-barang antik. And then give a welcome service, berikan sambutan yang hangat. A massage, pijat. Costume makeovers, perubahan kostum dan make up. A day at the spa, satu hari full di spa. A romantic dinner, ataupun makan malam romantis, will be a nice welcome gift, akan menjadi sambutan yang baik jika kita mau memberikan hadiah. Jadi katanya di sini sebelum kita memberikan hadiah, ada baiknya kita memberikan sambutan yang hangat. Jadi daripada langsung dikasih sama orangnya, pertama-tama kita memberikan si penerima itu sambutan yang hangat seperti pijat ataupun romantic dinner. Kemudian, combine one or two things for a spectacular effect. Gabungkan satu atau dua hal untuk efek-efek yang spektakuler. The picture frame that you bought in Bali, bingkai foto yang kamu beli di Bali, might provide the perfect background, bisa menyediakan perfect background, latar belakang yang sempurna, for showing off, untuk menunjukkan the portrait of the recipient, foto dari si penerima. Come to a handicraft store, datang ke toko kerajinan tangan, and talk to the people that make unique pieces, dan bicara kepada orang-orang yang membuat barang-barang yang unik. Visit art supply stores, kunjungi toko-toko seni, craft shops, toko-toko kerajinan, art galleries, galeri-galeri seni, and factory stores, pabrik-pabrik, for ideas, untuk menemukan ide-ide tersebut. Nah, kesimpulannya, tips-tips bagaimana how to find unusual gifts. Pertama, carilah barang-barang dimanapun kamu berada. Kedua, gunakan internet, follow link-linknya. Ketiga, sebelum memberikan hadiah, ada baiknya memberikan a welcome service, sambutan yang hangat, sambutan yang baik, seperti massage ataupun romantic dinner. Keempat, gabungkan satu atau dua hal yang unik. Bisa jadi bingkai foto dan juga foto dari si penerima. Jadi bukan cuma ngasih satu, tapi sekalian ngasih dua. And then, yang ke 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yang kelima, datang ke toko-toko kerajinan tangan. Dan yang terakhir, kunjungi toko-toko seni, galeri, ataupun pabrik-pabrik yang biasa menyediakan barang-barang unik untuk menemukan ide. So, how this is related to our procedure text? Jadi, bagaimana hubungannya dengan procedure text? As I mentioned previously, procedure text is a text that shows the reader how to do something. So, it's not only about the recipe, but it's also could be about how to blah blah blah. As you can see here, the title is how to. So it means it's a procedure text. But without using materials needed or steps. Oh, this is the steps. I mean, without using the goals or the materials needed. Bedanya dengan resep-resep makanan ataupun contoh-contoh dari prosedur teks yang lain, yang ini tidak ada bahan-bahan yang diperlukan. Hanya ada goal, tujuannya, ini dia title-nya, judulnya, dan juga steps yang diperlukan, langkah-langkah yang diperlukan. Okay, so far any question? If there is no question, so we can continue to the question based on this passage. Jadi kalau tidak ada pertanyaan, kalau sudah mengerti arti dari teks ini, kita lanjut ke pertanyaan-pertanyaan. There are 5 questions here. Ada 5 pertanyaan di sini. So, 1 people for 1 question, okay? 1 orang untuk 1 pertanyaan. Ready? Okay. The first one is the word well known in the first line means, let's see, well known. Kata-kata well known dalam baris pertama artinya adalah giving gifts is a well known way. The word well known in the first line means, is it great, weird, special, or famous? Which one is the right answer? C. Special. Are you sure? Yakin? Are you sure? Special. Well known. Is it great, weird, special, Oh, famous. Yes, the answer is famous. Terkenal. Well-known is famous. The synonym of well-known adalah famous, terkenal. Well-known itu banyak dikenal. Kalau yang famous, terkenal. Jadi sinonimnya famous. Okay, great job. Number 2. Where may we look for unusual gifts? Di manakah kita biasanya melihat barang-barang yang unik? Anywhere, in an auction, in the internet, in the craft shop. Where may we look for unusual gifts? C. In the internet. Come read this passage once more. Di sini ada dijelaskan di mana kita bisa temukan barang-barang yang unik. Is it anywhere, in the internet, in the auction, or craft shops? D. D. What is D? In the craft shops? Are you sure? A. Anywhere. Yeah, very good. Why? Kenapa anywhere? Karena look at here. The second paragraph. Look for gifts wherever you find yourself. Carilah barang-barang dimanapun kalian berada. Jadi bisa di mana-mana aja. Bukan cuma di auction, bukan cuma di internet, bukan cuma di toko-toko kerajinan, tapi anywhere, di mana saja. Okay, good job. Number 3. Before give an unusual gift, it is suggested that we give blah 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 first. Sebelum kita memberikan hadiah-hadiah yang unik, disarankan bahwasanya kita bisa atau boleh memberikan apa pertama kali. Rare print, photo frame, unique furniture, or welcome service. Okay, good. D. Welcome service. Very good. Number 4. The word in the text that means not too many is rare, sweet, unique, important. Not too many. Not too many, not too many. A. Rare. Okay. Yes. The answer is A. Rare. Jarang. Not too many. Tidak terlalu banyak. Sama dengan jarang. That means A. A is the answer. Okay, number 5. Giving gifts may be important to make us unusual, complete our collections, get the recipient attention, celebrate special moments. Which one is the answer? D. Very good. Celebrate special moments, because we can see here there is always an answer from this passage. This one. Moreover, giving gifts may be important for certain special moments. Celebrate certain special moments. So that is the answer. What is that? D. Very good. Celebrate special moments. So far, any question? Any question? If there is no question, we can continue to the next lesson. No question? Hi, any question? I hope you understand the text and the meaning and the question and the answer for each question. I just want someone, only one person say no question so we can continue. No question, everyone. Okay. So seems that you have no question. We will continue to the next part. That is imperative sentence. Okay. Imperative sentence. Hmm. Okay. Does anyone know what is imperative sentence? Does anyone know what is imperative sentence? Kalimat apa? Kalimat imperatif. Iya, imperatif itu artinya kalimat ayo, kalimat apa? What is imperative sentence? Imperative sentence is a kalimat perintah. Nah, ini dia. Imperative sentence adalah kalimat perintah. Okay, we go back to our textbook. Imperative, iya, betul sekali, membuat perintah. Imperative sentence I want one of you read these 3 sentences. Please, the volunteer who wants to read these 1, 2, and 3 sentences. Okay, Rofi. Halo, Rofi. Yes, you can continue to read. Okay, thank you so much, Rofi. Okay, so Rofi has read these 3 sentences about imperative sentence. I want you to look carefully, look at these sentences, look closer about this pattern. Look closer about the pattern. Coba lihat baik-baik pola kalimatnya yang AB, AB, AB. Coba lihat baik-baik. Okay, what can you see from there? What can you see from that sentences? One B is imperative sentence. Okay, good. 2B. 3B. Okay, very good. So, look at here. As your friend Tia said that 1B, 2B, and 3B is an imperative sentence. Jadi seperti yang teman-teman lihat tadi Mbak Tia sudah bilang kalau kalimat perintah itu yang 1B, 2B, 3B. Nah, that is right. Betul ya, betul sekali. Why? Kenapa? As you can see here, you press the stop button is a statement. Okay, pernyataan. 1B, Dian told Andi, press the stop button. Dian mengatakan kepada Andi, tolong pencet tombol berhentinya. Nah, itu merupakan kalimat perintah. Sama juga seperti yang 2B dan 3B. So how can we differentiate the statement and the imperative sentence? Bagaimana cara kita membedakan mana itu pernyataan, mana itu kalimat perintah? Caranya simple. First, using quotation mark. What is quotation mark? This open quotation mark and close quotation mark. Second, using exclamation mark, yaitu tanda seru. Okay. Example. So if I talk to somebody, for example, I talk to Uli. First I have to make the statement, okay? Uli, the statement first. Sit here. Okay, so this is the statement, okay? Statement. And I want to change it into imperative sentence. Jadi saya mau mengubahnya ke imperative sentence. Elma told Uli, comma, don't forget, comma, open quotation, and then the statement, sit here, exclamation mark, close quotation. So this is the imperative sentence. So what is the pattern? The pattern is someone told someone A. I just say A, okay? A told B, comma, open quotation, statement, exclamation mark, and then close quotation. So this is the pattern. Okay, alright. Okay, can we change? Oh, great. Oh, no, I will use my favorite. Oh, no, it's really bad. We shouldn't fail. Okay, great. So this is the pattern. A, Elma told B, Uli, comma, open quotation, statement. So this is the statement. So you just have to copy and paste it here. Jadi teman-teman tinggal copy dan paste di sini. Statement and then exclamation mark and the last close quotation. Get it? Okay. So I want you to give you exercise. Okay. If I say eat the fruit, okay, so what is the, so if the statement is eat the fruit, and then what is the imperative sentence? What is the imperative sentence of eat the fruit? Belum paham ya? Oke. Yang belum pahamnya di mana? Yang lain sudah paham atau belum? Kalau misalnya memang belum paham, saya jelaskan lagi. Yang lain bagaimana? Sudah paham atau belum? Sedikit. Oke, saya jelaskan lagi ya. So, this is how to make imperative sentence. Jadi ini bagaimana caranya kita membuat kalimat perintah, ya. Pertama-tama yang harus dilakukan jika kita mau membuat kalimat perintah adalah kita harus menggunakan quotation mark. Ini namanya open quotation, ini close quotation. Tanda buka kurung, buka kurung dan kurung tutup ya, kalau nggak salah ya bahasa Indonesia ya. Open quotation, close quotation. Oke. Alright. Nah, tadi yang pertama jangan lupa menggunakan quotation mark, ya kan? Apa namanya? Tanda kurung. Kurung buka dan kurung tutup. Dan yang kedua, using exclamation mark, menggunakan tanda seru. Nah, contohnya, jadi jika kita mau merubah kalimat perintah, itu harus ada statementnya. Harus ada kalimat awalnya, pernyataannya. Jadi contohnya ini saya bilang, sit here. So this is my statement. Ini kalimat awal ya. Ini yang mau kita ubah ke imperative sentence. Jadi, cara mengubahnya, Elma told Uli, lihat patternnya, lihat polanya. A, Elma told, B, Uli, koma, quotation mark, open quotation, statement, sit here. Karena ini dia statement awal saya. Karena ini statement awal saya, nah saya letakkan di sini juga sit here. Saya tutup dengan exclamation mark, tanda seru, kemudian diakhiri dengan tanda petik kurung tutup. Nah, itu adalah bagaimana caranya membuat imperative sentence. Begitulah caranya membuat imperative sentence. Jadi ini dia imperative sentence-nya. Oke. Nah, jika saya, yang ini latihan. Jika saya bilang statement awalnya, eat the fruit. Bagaimana cara membuat imperative sentence-nya? Amma told me, koma, open quotation, eat the fruit. You miss something here. Ada yang ketinggalan ini Tia. Apa coba? Ayo dicari apa yang ketinggalan dari sini. Two. No. Tanda seru. Nah, betul Ella. Tanda serunya ketinggalan. Eat the fruit. Nah, di sini kan sudah dijelaskan. Setelah statement harus diakhiri dengan tanda seru dan kurung tutup. Tadi kurang tanda serunya, ya kan? Oke, lanjut. Nomor 2. Number 2. Statementnya come the imperative sentence of this? Come to class. Come to class. What is the imperative sentence of come to class? Amma taught me. Wah, ini ama terus ya kan? Amma taught me, koma, open quotation, come to class. Very good, Ella. Good job. Come to class. Exclamation mark, close quotation. Very good. Tia, Miss Elma taught me, comma, quotation mark, come to class. Tia, you missed the exclamation mark. Look at this. Where is Tia? Huh? Uli? Uli juga kebalik ini, tanda serunya kok di akhir. Tanda seru dulu baru kurung tutupnya, ya kan? Rasa juga terbalik, tanda seru dulu baru kurung tutup. Rofi, Anda taught Budi, komanya mana? Nah, silap-silap ini. Ada yang terbalik tanda serunya, ada yang komanya hilang. Andi taught Budi, koma, tanda, kurung buka, come to class. Betul, ini kurang komanya aja ya, Rofi ya. Oke, ya, kurang teliti ya. Oke, lanjut. Number 3. Statement. Go to the hospital. What is the imperative sentence? Go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. Keke taught Akong go to the hospital. Rofi. Keke taught Akong, koma, buka kurung, go to the hospital. Tanda suruh, tutup kurung. Oke, bagus sekali. Kita lihat lagi yang lain. Oh, ini tadi dari Rofida ya. Keke taught Akong, koma, oke, betul. Tia, Bos taught Ama, go to the hospital. Oke, cuma 2 aja. Oke. Alright. The last exercise. Yang terakhir coba ya. Go to the market and cook for lunch. Uli, sir taught me. Asher, Ama. Kenapa Uli jadi seperti ini contohnya? Asyar amannya ini dari mana ambilnya? Coba kita lanjut ke yang nomor 4 ya. Oke. Tia, Mama told me, buka kurung, go to the market and cook for lunch. Tanda seru. Oke, bagus sekali. Good job. Mama told me, buka kurung, go to the hospital. Saya masih ke hospital aja nih. Go to the market and cook for lunch. Tanda seru, tutup kurung. Oke, very good. So far, any question? Ada pertanyaan? No? How about the others? Bagaimana yang lain? Oke. Next ya. So this is about imperative sentence. Okay, we continue to the exercise, activity 7. Make imperative sentence based on the situations given. Buatlah kalimat perintah berdasarkan dari situasi yang diberikan. Ready? Okay. Number 1. Your uncle is writing a novel. He cannot concentrate his mind well. The volume of the television is too loud. What will your uncle say? Anyone who wants to answer? Once again ya. Your uncle is writing a novel. He cannot concentrate his mind well. The volume of the television is too loud. What will your uncle say? Nah, jadi paman kalian itu lagi menulis novel. Tapi dia nggak bisa konsentrasi karena katanya volume televisi. Suara dari televisinya terlalu besar, terlalu kuat. Nah, apa yang akan dikatakan oleh paman kalian? How the imperative sentence. Okay. Activity 7. Activity 7. Okay, number 1. Uncle told me please change small volume television. Oke, ini dari Tia. Yang lain? I will collect some of your answer, and then finally at the end we will discuss it one by one. Jadi saya kumpulkan dulu jawabannya teman-teman, beberapa orang, kemudian di akhir baru kita bahas sama-sama ya. Next, the others, yang lain, jawaban yang lain. Come on, please. Uncle told me reduce the volume. Uncle told me reduce the volume. Rofi. The others, yang lain. Only Tia and Rofi. Okay, seems there is only 2 people who wants to answer. Okay, let's see. From Tia. Uncle told me, please change small volume a television. Patternnya udah benar ya. Polanya sudah benar, sudah lengkap. And Rofi, Uncle told me, reduce the volume. And Uli, Handel told me. Who is Handel? Okay, let's see. Who is Handel? Please turn down the television sound. Oh, tadi itu ada Uli ya. Uli. Uncle told me, please turn down the volume of television. From Kia. Okay, let's see the pattern of your answers. This one is right, this one is right, this one is right, but please Uli explain it to me, who is Handel here. Siapa ini Handel nih? Nah, intinya kan teman-teman ini mau bilang kalau tolong kecilkan suaranya, ya kan? Jadi yang paling mendekati yang benar adalah Gia, ya. Please turn down the volume of television. Ini sebenarnya artinya sama dari jawaban Tia dan juga dari jawaban Rofi. Cuman bahasa Inggrisnya yang tidak benar. Yang paling benar adalah yang dari Mbak Gia. Oke. Nah, ini saya masih penasaran juga, ini siapa ini handle-nya. Mungkin Mbak Uli bisa coba di nomor yang lain. Oke. Alright, number 2. Your teacher will not come into the classroom because it is very dirty. What will he or she say? Your teacher will not come into the classroom because it is very dirty. What will he or she say? Guru Anda tidak akan datang ke kelas karena kelasnya sangat kotor. Nah, apa yang akan mereka katakan? Apa yang akan guru tersebut katakan? Anyone? What is the imperative sentence of this condition? Your teacher will not come into the classroom because it is very dirty. What will he or she say? What is the answer? What is the imperative sentence of this part of this condition? Teacher told student, please keep clean before class. Teacher told student. Mbak Tia nih kurang komanya nih. Koma, buka petik, please keep clean before class dari Mbak Tia. Kemudian ada dari Mbak Gia. Teacher told us, koma, buka petik, please clean the class first before we start study. Oke. Ada lagi? Next, who wants to answer? Cuman itu? Cuman only Tia and Gia? Uli. Teacher told me please clean the class. Mbak Uli. Okay, enough? Alright, so let's see. The first is from Tia. Teacher told students, please keep clean before class. Teacher told us, please clean the class first before we start to study. Okay. Number 3. Teacher told me, please clean the class, Mbak Uli. Okay, very good. The pattern is perfect. The answer is perfect. Polanya sempurna, jawabannya juga sempurna. Jadi itu bisa dipakai 3-3 ya. Very good. Oke. Number 3. Let's see what we have here. Number 3. There is no sugar in the kitchen. What will your father say? Lagi nggak ada gula nih di dapur. Apa yang akan ayah Anda katakan? Number 3. Okay. There is no sugar in the kitchen. What will your father say? There is no sugar in the kitchen. What will your father say? Aduh, gula habis nih. Beli gula dong. Atau kok gulanya habis? Atau tolong belikan ayah gula. Atau terserah teman-teman. Ayo, apa coba? There is no sugar in the kitchen. What will your father say? Father taught me comma, buka kurung, please help me to buy sugar in the market. Oke, yang lain? Oligia, Uli. Father taught me, please trade sugar the supermarket. Ada dari Uli. Kemudian dia, father taught me, please help me look for sugar. Okay. Alright, so let's see the first answer from Gia. Father taught me, please help me to buy sugar in the market. Okay. Father taught me, please trade sugar the supermarket. Ini maksudnya mau bilang tolong beli ya. Tolong beli gula di supermarket. Kita tidak bisa bilang trade ya. Kita ganti dengan buy. Trade ini diganti dengan buy. Patternnya bagus, polanya bagus. Kemudian dari Mbak Tia, father taught me, please help me looking for sugar. Oke. Bagus sekali. Oke. Let's see the fourth condition. Ayo kita lihat nomor yang keempat. It is 6 a.m. Oh, ada dari Rofi lagi ya. Father told me, please go to the market X. Kenapa kita beli telur? Kan yang nggak ada di dapur gula. Ya kan? Aduh, melamun ini Mbak Rofi nih. Oh, sugar. Okay. Please go to the market and buy some sugar. Itu baru betul ya, N-nya kurang. Kemudian some itu tidak bisa dipakai ke sugar. And buy sugar. Kalau some itu beberapa gula, kita nggak bisa beli beberapa gula karena gula itu benda yang tidak bisa dihitung. Jadi kita tidak bisa pakai some. Okay? Continue to number 4. Okay. Number 4, it is 6 a.m. You are still sleeping when your mother comes into your bedroom. What will your father say? Ini jam 6 pagi. Kamu masih tidur ketika ibumu masuk ke kamarmu. Apa yang akan ayahmu katakan? Ayo, apa? It is 6 a.m. You are still sleeping when your mother comes into your bedroom. What will your father say? Apa yang akan dikatakan oleh ayah Anda? Bangunkan dia? Atau suruh dia mandi? Bisa juga. Kejam kali bapaknya. Ayo, apa? It is 6 a.m. You are still sleeping when your mother comes into your bedroom. What will your father say? Father told me. At 6 a.m. Quickly wake up. Dari Rofi. Oke, lanjut. Siapa lagi? Tia. Father told me. Ketinggalan. Tutup kurungnya ketinggalan. Tutup kurung. Petik. Tutup petik. Kok petik? Ya, tutup petik ya. Father told me quickly get up and shower. Oke. Yang lain? Only 2 people? Okay, let's see. Rofi. Father told me at 6 a.m. quickly wake up. Father told me quickly get up and shower. Nah, patternnya ini dua-dua sudah benar. Cuman grammarnya ini agak tidak benar ya. Kita lihat yang pertama, Rofi. At 6 a.m. quickly wake up. Kita bisa ganti dengan it is 6 a.m. Nah, jadi begini, it is 6 a.m. Okay? Wake up. Gitu aja. Ya. It is 6 a.m. Wake up. Rofi. Oke. Nah, seperti ini baru bisa dia. Kemudian dari Mbak Tia, father told me quickly get up and take shower. Oke, ini baru betul. Dari Mbak siapa tadi nih? Mbak Tia. Okay, very good. Number 5, the last condition. Ada dari Mbak Gia. Kita lihat ya. Father told mom wake she up. Nah, wake her up. Jangan wake she up, wake her up and go to take a bath. Then after that we will have breakfast together. Okay, very good. Ini sudah saya perbaiki ya. Alright. Number 5, the last condition. Let's see what we have here in number 5. Mr. Andre never comes on time. He always late, although his wife often warns him. What will Mr. Andre's wife say to him? Mr. Andre tidak pernah datang tepat waktu. Dia selalu terlambat, walaupun istrinya sudah mengingatkannya. Apa yang akan dikatakan oleh istri si Tuan Andre kepadanya? Mr. Andre never comes on time. He always late, although his wife often warns him. What will Mr. Andre's wife say to him? Ayo. What is the imperative sentence of this condition? Number 5. Anyone? Oh, still typing? Okay, I'm waiting. Anyone who wants to answer? Mrs. Okay, let's see. Dari siapa ini? Rofi. Mr. Andre's wife told him you must come, tidak boleh comes ya, come on time. Okay, very good, Rofi. Kemudian ada dari Uli. No, ada dari Tia. Mrs. Andre. Okay, Mrs. Andre thought Mr. Andre. Ini tadi juga bisa ya, Mr. Andre diganti ini himnya. Please come on time. Our first time, Papa. Our first time. We don't need to say it ya, cuma bilang aja please come on time, Papa. Papa. Okay, very good, Tia. And then Uli. His wife told him please next time do not be late. Very good. The last. Yeah. Mrs. Andre told Mr. Andre another day, please don't be late, Pa. Okay, very good. Mr. Andre told Mrs. Andre told Mr. Andre another days, please don't be late, Pa. Okay, good job, great, bagus sekali ya. Since you have understood what it means by imperative sentence, jadi sepertinya teman-teman sudah menguasai apa yang dimaksud dengan imperative sentence dan juga patternnya sudah lengkap. Ada dari Rasa, coba kita lihat yuk. Terakhir ya. Mrs. Andre told to her husband, come back earlier and don't be late. Okay, so basically there is no mistake for this pattern and the English word. Jadi sebenarnya tidak ada masalah dengan patternnya, dengan polanya dan dengan bahasa Inggrisnya. Cuman sepertinya agak kurang tepat. Kenapa? Because as we can see here from the condition, katanya si Mr. Andre ini selalu datang terlambat, mungkin ke kantornya, ya. Padahal sudah diperingatkan oleh istrinya berkali-kali untuk jangan terlambat. Sedangkan yang ditulis oleh Mbak Rasa di sini come back earlier, sedangkan dia belum pulang dari kantor, dia baru mau pergi. Jadi bisa diganti dengan go earlier. Okay, and don't be late. Okay, got it? Okay, so we will do the last activity for this time. That is activity 8. Make imperative sentences using the following verbs related to cooking. Nah, ini enak ini. Buatlah kalimat perintah menggunakan kata-kata berikut. Nih ada 10 kata nih yang berkaitan dengan masak-memasak. Oh, true. Oh iya, lupa saya buat ya. Tidak bisa saya buat. Ya, oh true. Tapi ini bisa diganti dengan go ya. Coba gimana nih gantinya dengan go. Go earlier and don't be late. Ya, ini betul semua ya. Nomor 5 ini benar semua. Oke. Next. Activity 8. Okay, activity 8. Number 1. Make an imperative sentences using the following verbs related to cooking. Jadi kita buat kalimat perintah menggunakan kata benda ini. Jadi contohnya misalnya nomor 1 ya, cut. This is my example. You have to make your own example. Cut. Cut the tree. Tanda seru. Oke. Begitu ya. Atau dia bisa juga cut the cut the tree, cut the grass. Nah, cut the pepper. Tapi ini berkaitan dengan masak-memasak. Jadi nanti teman-teman membuatnya berkaitan dengan masak-memasak. Oke, number 2, sprinkle. What is this? What is sprinkle? Oke, ayo, sprinkle. Siapa yang mau buat? Siapa yang bisa buat kalimatnya dari sprinkle? Sprinkle, taburkan. Apanya dia ditaburkan yang berkaitan dengan masak-memasak? Sprinkle the salt. Bagus. Iya. Ada lagi? Sprinkle the salt. Sprinkle the floor. Bisa. Bagus. Oke. Number 3. Add. Add. Menambahkan apa dia? Add water. Very good. Kemudian add sugar. Okay. Okay, add chili sauce, add chili powder, ya benar ya, bisa juga ya. Number 4, chop. Chop. Ayo, chop garlic. Very good. Chop garlic. Chop the garlic. Nah, chop the onion. Oke. Ada lagi? Tidak ada? Kita sambung nomor 5. Slice. Slice. Ayo, apa dia slice? Slice the potato. Okay. Slice the cabbage into small pieces. Very good. We win ini ya. Aduh, bagus sekali. Slice the carrot. Bisa juga. Kalau ini Mbak Tia, kita udah ke slice ya, bukan nomor 1 lagi. Udah nomor 5, jauh nih. Slice the carrot. Oke, number 6. Pour. Tuangkan. Apa yang mau dituang? Bisa, pour some water. Pour some milk. Yes. And then is that all? Pour 3 cups of coconut milk. Okay. Pour some olive oil. Okay. Sah. Okay. Pour some soup. Bisa. Number 7. Karena waktunya makin terbatas. Okay. Number 7. Put. Put. Put what? Put on the serving plate. Yeah. Put on the serving plate. Then apa lagi? Put on the table. Very good. Jangan lupa Apa kata tanda serunya? Put into rice cooker. Oke. Number 8. Heat. Panaskan. Heat apa? Heat the oil. Okay. Heat about 1 minute or less. Okay. Very good. Number 9. Okay. Number 9. Stir. Aduk. Apanya diaduk? Stir the soup. Nah, apa lagi? Stir the stir well the vegetable. Stir the porridge. Bubur. Stir the chocolate milk. Okay. Last word. Number 10. Ada bake. Bake ini biasanya untuk kue-kue ya. Kue, roti. Bake the Saya bantu jawab? Tidak? Tidak. Ayo teman-teman, nomor terakhir. Bake the cake. In the oven. Okay. Alright, so that's all for activity 8. Number 10, all of the number we have finished it already. And also that's all our lesson for today. I hope you understand, and as usual, if you have any questions, we just can stop and chat me by Facebook, okay? See you next week, and bye. Good evening.